and refreshed. And I am Archangel Michael, and I come to be with you at this time, I come to be with you at this time in these changing moments in terms of the timeline is changing. Timelines, yes, there are many timelines. There have always been many timelines. But more and more you are merging into a collective timeline. Not just one, there will still be other timelines, but more into one particular timeline where the entire collective consciousness is moving forward into. The ones that are not able to move into it, they will find their way into an old timeline or one that they have created for themselves, which may not be quite the ascension timeline that you are creating for yourselves. But you are creating the ascension timeline. That is what you came here to do. That is your mission as a collective, as a group together, as individuals within that group, and as individuals within the group, within many other groups, and within the collective consciousness of the entire planet. You all came here to do this, to raise the vibrational frequency, to raise consciousness across the planet, to attract higher vibrational frequency to you in terms of from the celestial bodies of the solar system and the galaxies beyond, the energies, all of this, attracting this to you because of who you are as a group, as a collective together. You are attracting this new timeline to you. And as you move on to this new timeline, more and more and more you will find yourselves remaining in this new timeline and creating it for all of those around you as well. Creating it for not only those just around you, but all around you in terms of the entire planet, in terms of all of those that are ready to move forward with you into your collective creation. And the timeline that you are creating is indeed the ascension timeline. And that is what we want you to begin to think about more and more. That is your timeline, ascension. It is not about just moving through your daily lives and experiencing whatever it is you experience. Yes, that is important because that is the now. Being in the now, but always know that you are here for so much more, so much greater are you here for. You are here for ascension, to bring about ascension for yourselves as individuals and to bring all of those that are ready as well into this ascension timeline. This, my friends, my brothers and sisters, is your timeline, your ascension. You are in the ascension process right now and moving rapidly to a full ascension, a full individual and a full planetary ascension as well. You have great help everywhere from those of us that watch over you and assist you wherever we can, those of the ascended ones, the galactics, the Agarthans, all that are here to assist in this process. And think for just a moment of those that are here to sway you from that process. Those of the dark forces, they are few, and you are indeed many. And the many will overcome the few. It is written in the stars that this shall be so, and it cannot be changed at this point. It is destiny that you are on. You are destined to move forward into this ascension timeline and realize the full ascension that you came here for. I am Archangel Michael, and I leave you now in peace and love and oneness, and that you continue to find yourselves in every given moment moving forward on that ascension timeline. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om. Greetings to one who serves here. Shoshana is here, and we are ready for your questions if you have them. We kind of think that there may be questions about this timeline thing, but if it is not, that is okay. Whatever your questions are, we will attempt to answer them to the best of our ability in terms of bringing you what you need, not simply what you want. We are ready for your questions here.
Well, okay, I'll jump in with a question since we're talking about timelines. Oh,
yes.
Did I jump over somebody? Okay, who?
You just jumped timeline.
Okay. So my question is this: we were talking in our discussion about creating the timeline we prefer, which seems like we are, but a lot of us have heard, I guess fear-mongering would be the right term, but some podcasts saying, prepare and have your money and have your food, and it's the military's the only way, and there could be disruption in Phoenix, Arizona with the cartels and the gangs and all that stuff. Is all that negative stuff gone from this timeline we're currently on, or might there be a few little hiccups along the way this year and before the inauguration?
We will tell you that the timeline that you are creating, you as an individual, you as a group, you as a collective that are moving on to this new timeline, or timelines we will say at this point, for the not quite moved into only one timeline yet. But as you are moving into this new timeline, you need to focus more and more on doing exactly that, the timeline that you are creating, not the one that they have wanted to create for you, they being the dark forces. You see, they will attempt to hold you to their timeline as much as they possibly can, which then includes the fear-mongering, as you are saying, spreading fear wherever they can. For that is their game plan. That is all they have ever known, is to spread fear, because in the past, fear held them in control, kept them in control. And they are realizing, though, more and more and more now, that it is not working for them. And they are beginning to give in, we will say here, so even to a point of surrendering to the light here. But they will fight to the end. There will be many that still will fight to the end and will not give in until it is so far beyond that they can do no other than just simply float away on their own old timeline that they had created. Okay? Shoshana, do you have something you add here?
We can add, if you wish for us to give our perspective, dear sister.
Of course, always, Shoshana.
Dear sister, one who serves has given a full account and has been accurate in their perspective. What we will say is that this is up to you. Where you remain, what timeline you choose, it is all up to you. There is no, we would say, bleed through from one timeline to another. It is just that humans become very curious, and so they will listen to some narrative that puts them perhaps on another timeline, and then they rejoin the timeline that they wish to create for themselves. But what must be very clear about all of this is that it is you choosing. It is your choice what you remain on and what you do not remain on, because you are the creator of that timeline, you see, but you can bounce back and forth if you wish. the important thing here is that realize that the thing that they are doing, the control through fear, is a narrative, and it is not the truth. It is just a narrative to swing you around to them so that you do not take the power fully of the creator that you are. So just remember, it is your choice. Namaste.
And we wish to remind you,
Right.
you have heard times there's a chess match going on. The one side makes their move, the other side makes their counter move, and so on and so on. And we would say in this chess match now that the white hats, the side of the white in terms of your white and black chess pieces, the white has put the black pieces in check at this point. And it is not over yet, for it is not quite checkmate, but both sides at this point know that the side of the white pieces have almost won the match here. The white pieces, the white light, or the side of the light here, knows that they are going to win, and in effect have already done so, because the moves that the other side can make will not make a difference at this point. So checkmate is very clear. Okay?
So it would behoove us as spiritual masters to back away or look away from those fear-mongering podcasts and those people that are sharing, oh, this could happen in Phoenix and we're going to have this and a nuclear war. We should absolutely not even pay attention to those negative predictions.
That is correct.
Right?
That is correct. That is very much so correct, yes. Would there be other questions here?
Well, so as I was walking around on one of my walks today, it occurred to me, and I think you might have already answered this, but I just want to solidify it. It occurred to me that the only reason we have night and day is because we have been convinced that it's a big, dark, black void out there, so that when we turn away from the only light source, allegedly, which is the sun, of course it would get dark. But in actuality, since it's all light out there, that's why we're not going to have any night and day, because we'll finally be present to. We have been created through our consciousness a darkness. But in actuality, when we get past that, it's all light out there, so there will be no night and day. Is that a correct assessment?
We will say here simply that Archangel Michael let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. We cannot say too much more about this at this point.
But that's kind of what I did think today this week on my walk before he said that. So that's why I was looking for validation. It occurred to me on a walk.
Yes. So, Shauna, do you have anything you
do not.
Very good. Then would there be other questions here? No further questions?
Well, let me just ask this one then for the collective here, because it was something I was going to remark upon, but you probably remark upon it better. I think that the consciousness wars, the timeline wars, actually is what's happening now. It's like they're trying one thing and the other side's trying another, and that's the timeline war. And actually also sometimes adjusting whether Nelson Mandela died or not for one particular side of the the light or the dark. So can you say more about those timeline wars for us?
We can tell you that if you look back in your various movies that you have, especially Star Wars and things of this nature, that is somewhat of a documentary of what has occurred in the past. There have been many wars, many battles that have been fought throughout the universe here. Galaxies beyond this galaxy have had these various skirmishes and even wars. and all of this has occurred. But it is coming to an end. It is coming to an end. And it is all about the ascension, as Archangel Michael has given, and as we have been saying for quite some time now. It is all about ascension. Once ascension occurs for you and the entire planet here, the idea of war and battles and fighting and fear and all of this will be history. It will be in your forgotten history in terms of forgive, forget, and move on. So you will not even need to think about that anymore. Think about those that are in their ships, that are in a fifth dimensional and beyond expression. They do not think in terms of battles and war and things unless it comes to them in some way. And then they simply ward it off. They do not have to, as you would say, fight and kill and all of these things. They just simply defend themselves, and that defense creates the demise of those that are attacking them, we will say. We have given much here in this, much more than we intended to do at this point. But you are coming more and more to an understanding where this type of thing can be grasped at your current consciousness level. For your current consciousness level has indeed increased dramatically here. That is all we can say here on this. Shoshana, do you have anything you add?
Well, we can add here, you have given a very good answer. But we wish to perhaps rephrase a little bit. May we do that, dear sister?
Yes, please.
Well, what we will tell you is this, and one who serves has already answered this, but what we will tell you is this. The idea of a war, even in terms of, you are saying timeline war, does not exist if you know who you are. Once you know who you are, you do not join into that idea, you see. So, for example, we will take the example of Star Wars. The one known as Yoda was completely merged with the divine, with the higher self, and knew who he was. And he knew that all these things that were going on around him were the result of those around him not knowing who they were. So, for example, the one character, Luke Skywalker, did not know who he was until he faced himself, and he faced himself through his father. And that's how he faced himself and the dark side of his own being. And then he knew who he was, you see. So there would be no more what you call war. War occurs when people do not know who they are and do not know that they have a choice, you see. So everything is a choice. You do not have to choose a timeline war. You can just simply be on the timeline you wish to be on and forget about the idea of a struggle. The word war denotes a struggle. And if you do not wish to participate in a struggle, then you do not give this idea any further thought. Namaste.
Very good. Would there be any further questions here? Nothing further? Then
yes.
Yes.
I just quickly wanted to know, how is Rita doing on the other side?
We will share.
Yes, please do.
We have been in contact with her, dear brother. Do you wish us to share our experience?
Oh, yes, for sure. Yes, please.
Our dear sister Rita is enjoying new lessons. She is enjoying participating in the education of the higher self, of the divine. She is enjoying this, and she has felt the freedom of her soul and her spirit being released from the body that was ill, you see, was sick. She wished for this, and she achieved it, you see. So she is in joy. Namaste.
Thank you.
Very good. Any further questions? Then we are ready to now release channel. Shoshana, do you have a parting message?
Well, there were so many good things in this conversations that you had that we cannot add any more wisdom to this, but we will just say that you are all on the right road, on the right track to achieve the highest dimensional self that you can achieve. Namaste.
Very good. And we just simply add to this that just continue on and continue to create the timeline that you want. Find yourself on that timeline that you want. Do not let yourself slip back. Do not be back on the old prophecy timeline and all of this that was brought about again to hold control over the population of the planet. Let that go and just simply move on into your ascension process. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.
This call is being recorded.
Children of the diamond heart, I enfold you in the golden flame of my love. I protect you by the armor of my power. I raise you by the hand of your own divinity. I bless you with the fullness of my light. I give you the scepter of your own dominion. I seal you in the eternal freedom of your ascension. In that ecstasy supreme, the presence of the diamond heart, I am. And so, beloved family, we are welcomed into this perfect moment. I ask you to take one deep cleansing breath as we begin. For this is the breath of life, the breath of love, the first and eternal gift from Source. Here we focus our attention on the threefold flame within our heart. The golden flame in the center is our eternal connection to Source, activated with every heartbeat, and the golden thread that rises from it connects us to the central sun. See this golden flame grow and expand to encompass the entire physical form and all your higher mental bodies. The pink flame, which represents the divine aspect of Mother God, and the blue flame, which represents the divine aspect of Father God, come together in perfect harmony and balance, dancing together to create the violet flame. Picture the violet flame growing and expanding to encompass the entire physical form and all your higher mental bodies. As you picture this for yourself, know that you activate these energies within every human heart, rising up, raising up into perfect unity. Now, visualize yourself holding your arms out to your sides. This is the diameter of your tube of light, a beautiful, seamless pillar of white light which keeps you protected and insulated from this moment on. Visualize beloved Saint Germain and the violet flame inside your tube of light. Feel the love, the power, the purity all around you. Breathe it in. Visualize the violet flame outside your tube of light for added protection. We now call upon beloved Archangel Michael and his sword of blue flame, this brilliant blue and powerful sword of truth. Feel how it fits your hand perfectly. Bring it to your heart chakra. Set your intention. Raise it up. Swing it around your head and down around your entire body and 2 times under your feet. Feel how the violet flame consumes and transmutes all these energies you have released. Feel the freedom you have achieved. We also ask the beloved Goddess of Purity to hold space in all these areas until our ascension process is complete. Now, take a moment. Look down your tube of light. It is bottomless. It continues down into Gaia, inner Earth, and connects you to the crystalline energetic structure of Mother Earth. Now, look above you. See your tube of light. It is never-ending, reaching high into the heavens, connecting you to the crystalline energetic structure above the Earth and onward to the galactic central sun. So now we say, thank you, beloved mighty I Am Presence, for this tube of light, which keeps me invisible, invincible, and invulnerable to all negative creation, and keeps me free now and forevermore until I am sealed in the eternal freedom of my ascension. And we thank thee, it is done, for the power and might of 1,000 suns. For the light of God never fails. The light of God never fails. The light of God never fails. And the beloved mighty I Am Presence is that light.
Now remaining in your tube of protective white light, focus a moment on your breathing as you take several deep cleansing breaths. Just focus now with each breath on going deeper and deeper within yourself, letting the outside world just drift away for a bit. Just focus on going within. Take a deep breath now. Breathe in the light. And exhale out any tension, stress, negativity of any kind. Just let that go out with the exhalation of your breath. Again, just focus on relaxing. Now take another deep breath, breathing in the light. And exhale out any darkness. One more time, breathe in the light. And exhale out the darkness. Now put your attention in your etheric body and become aware of the 9 chakra centers that have become activated and reactivated. And as you focus on those chakras, pay attention to the alignment of those chakras along your spinal cord. And if one or 2 or more seem to be out of alignment, just simply nudge them back in with your mind, with your visualization. And beginning with the Earth Star chakra just below your feet, know that is the grounding point, the grounding chakra to the earth, to Gaia. So whenever you think about grounding yourself, that is the chakra that grounds you, not the root chakra like many have said in the past. It is the Earth Star chakra. See that as a deep earth brown color now. Then moving up to the root chakra at the base of the spine, see that as a brilliant, bright, ruby red color. And to the next, orange. And to the solar plexus area, see that as a brilliant, bright yellow. In the heart center, in the midpoint between the 4 lower chakras and the 4 upper chakras, see that as a deep blue-green color. And the high heart center, magenta. And to the throat area, bright, bright, brilliant sky blue. And the third eye in the middle of the forehead, purple or indigo. And the crown chakra at the top of the head, gold or violet or silver. And then the soul star chakra, just above your head, pure brilliant white. Now as you focus on all those chakras and the particular alignment of those chakras along your spinal cord, pay attention also to the intensity of the colors. So if one or more of the colors in the chakras are kind of muddied or kind of dim, just simply brighten them up. Bring them to the highest intensity you can possibly do with your visualization. And know that as you raise the intensity of each of those chakras, you are actually raising the vibrational frequency within those chakras. Because know that every color has a frequency. And the higher you raise the intensity, the higher that frequency goes. And as you raise the frequency of each of the chakras, you're also raising the vibrational frequency within the corresponding glandular function. And as you raise the vibrational frequency in the glandular function, you are raising the vibrational frequency within your entire body, the cellular structure, your organs, everything within your body is raised. The vibrational frequency is raised. So now, begin to merge all of those chakras together up into your soul star chakra. Just bring them all together up into your soul star chakra. And have this become now your light body or your Merkaba light vehicle as you, your conscious knowing self, moves into this Merkaba. And feel the vibration all around you, that high vibrational frequency now. And allow yourselves to begin to rise now. Rising away from your physical body, just move up slowly, leaving your physical body falling behind you, and rise up through the roof of the building wherever you are, up into the sky. But don't go higher this time. Simply go up to a point 500 feet above your physical body. 500 feet up. Let yourself sit there at that 500-foot level and become aware of the sunlight if you're in a place where the sun is shining, or if it isn't, just simply visualize the sun shining. Very simple, just visualize a shining sun, the light coming down. And as you look down upon the earth from this 500-foot level, see everything in that sunlight, everything that would be brightened by the sun, the trees, the plants, the flowers, the animals, human beings, everything, just light shining everywhere. But now I want you to change that bright sunny day into a nighttime scene. Just simply change it with your visualization, with your mind. With your creative mind, just change it into a nighttime scene. From this 500-foot level, looking down now, see the lights in homes and perhaps car lights, things like that. Whatever would make it appear as a nighttime scene. Of course, the moon up above, and darkness. And once you have that, change it back now to a daytime scene again. Make it a little bit brighter daytime scene than the last one. Just let it become a daytime scene. Just visualize that. And then once you have that, once again, change it back to a nighttime scene. And make it a little bit later nighttime scene than the last one. Perhaps less lights down on the earth, down in the homes, less cars out with their lights. Just get a nice daytime or nighttime scene. And now once again, change this back to a daytime scene. A bright, brilliant, bright daytime scene, as bright as you can possibly imagine, as possibly visualize. The sun shining brilliantly bright, so bright it might blind your eyes for a bit if you look at it. This brilliant, bright daytime scene. And then notice there is a timeline here, a timeline. You could follow that timeline into the past. You can follow that timeline into the future. Now, put aside for a moment that you think that there is no time. And indeed, that is correct. But for our purposes, there is a timeline here. Because you have been traveling on that timeline for many, many, many lifetimes previous to this. And here you are now in the present moment, the present timeline, and you can look down that timeline and again see back into the past, and we could go back into the past and do that, or you could look ahead into the future, and as many of you know, you can also go forward into the future. But for our purposes now, see the timeline of the earth. As you look down, see the timeline of the earth as it was going to be, as the dark forces, the cabal, the deep state, as they wanted it to be. Perhaps with the prophecies of old and the Armageddon and battles and wars and all of that was in the books that you have read many times over the years, that people prophesized what would happen, what could happen. But then look at another timeline, the timeline that is in brilliant, bright light now. And look just a little bit forward, if you will, on the timeline and see this brilliant, bright timeline. This one that is beckoning to all of you. Not to the old dark timeline, but to this new, bright, brilliant timeline. Again, one that is calling to you now, one that you have been creating, you as an individual and you as collective consciousness across the planet. You have been creating this timeline. And as you look at this timeline, see it as beyond the third dimensional illusion. See it no longer as the illusion. See it as a brilliant, bright light shining on everyone, and plants and flowers and trees and all of life springing forward, springing into this light, and just soaking up the light everywhere. The light, the love, the higher consciousness. Everything is high vibrational frequency in this timeline. And now put yourself down there in that timeline. Yes, you can literally put yourself in that timeline now. down in your light body and just float on down into that new timeline and look around. This possibly being after the great solar flash. And look around and see how beautiful everything is and how everything has taken on a new hues of color everywhere and high frequency color everywhere. The sky, look at the sky from where you stand there now. And look at the sky and see how beautiful it is and the many brilliant colors. Not just a blue sky, but a brilliant blue sky with hues of magenta and purples and all of this. More of what you would see at your sunsets, but now it lasts throughout the day. But notice it is not just the day, but it moves right into the nighttime in terms of there is no more nighttime as you knew it before. For everything is bright and light everywhere. And feel that throughout your astral and etheric body. Just let yourself bathe with this new higher light, this new higher consciousness and frequency. And notice now your chakras within your etheric body. Notice how brilliant they have become. Even if they weren't quite brilliant before, now they are. And vibration moving through you. Just literally feel the vibration in your astral body, especially your astral body now, your emotional body. Feel how wonderful it is, how blissful it is for you. And just bathe in that light, in that love. Now as you begin to move back to your physical form, remember this feeling that you might have had even for just a moment. How wonderful it felt, how blissful it felt. And if it did not, that's okay too. Just let it be what it is. But know that you can move to this timeline anytime you want to. And you don't even need to move up to that 500-foot level. You can just simply flip yourself forward into this timeline anytime you want and be in that timeline. Now let yourselves move back to your physical form, coming back in with your astral and etheric body, merging back into your physical body. And again, though, feel those chakras as you come in. The chakras and the glands that are associated with the chakras, and your cells alive with high vibrational frequency. Know that every part of your body, every part has a frequency. And when you raise the frequency within those parts of your body, it raises the frequency within your entire body, and certainly within those special parts of your body, such as your organs, your cellular structure, all of that, your eyes, your ears, everything raises in vibrational frequency. And come back now into a complete state of consciousness and circulation, fully revitalized